Sofia lived in a city that was always on the go. Every morning she watched people rush around, constantly checking their watches and hurrying to their next task. To Sofia, life felt like a difficult struggle that required constant effort. She lived by her strict schedule and a long list of things she felt she had to do. She was scared that if she took even a tiny break, she would lose her way or get left behind in the crowd. One Tuesday, Sophia's morning went completely wrong. She got to the station just as the train doors closed right in front of her. This was a huge deal because she had a big job interview that day. As the train disappeared into the tunnel, taking her plans with it, Sophia felt like her whole world had collapsed. Instead of calling a taxi in a panic, Sophia sat down on an old wooden bench and took a deep breath. Suddenly, she felt something warm touch her knee. It was a golden retriever named Barnaby. He sat at her feet and wagged his tail, looking up at her with the happy, friendly eyes. He didn't care about being on time or following a schedule. He was just happy to be there in the moment. Barnaby led Sophia away from the noisy station and into a hidden park. Even though Sophia had passed it 1,000 times, she had never actually noticed it before. Inside, she met a man named Elias, who was taking care of some tall sunflowers. Elias didn't look rushed like everyone else. He moved in a very calm and smooth way. "You look like you are struggling to keep your head above water," he said quietly. Sophia told Elias about her missed train and how her whole day was ruined. Elias pulled out a small wooden spinning top from his pocket and spun it on. "This is the 10th energy, the wheel of fortune," he explained. "Most people try to grab the rim to force it to spin their way, but the secret isn't about working harder, it's about finding the center. When you stay balanced in the middle, life feels like a dance instead of a constant fight. When you trust the flow," Elias continued, "good luck will find you on its own." Sophia watched the top until it finally slowed and tipped over. For the first time in her life, she didn't feel the urge to run. She realized that missing her train was actually a good thing, because it led her to this peaceful place. By losing her interview, she had gained a moment of true clarity. The wheel was turning, and she was finally learning to sit at its heart. Over the next few weeks, Sophia practiced taking it easy. When she ran into a problem at her new job, she didn't stay up all night trying to force a fix. Instead, she went for long walks and cleared her head. By the time she got back to her desk, a better idea would naturally come to her. She wasn't working harder anymore. She was working with the universe. One afternoon, a sudden rainstorm broke out just as she was leaving her apartment. Instead of worrying about her shoes, Sophia stepped under a store awning. There, she bumped into a woman named Zara, a friend from years ago. They talked for an hour as the train fell. By the end, Zara had offered Sophia a partnership in a creative studio she had always admired. It was a stroke of luck born from a rainy delay. Now, when the wheel spins, bringing both the highs and the lows, Sophia remains steady. She knows that every wrong turn is a redirection, and every bad break is a space being cleared for a new blessing. She moved through the city not as a frantic soul, but as a passenger of grace. With the 10th energy, the universe becomes her partner in an effortless, beautiful dance. Are you living this energy positively or negatively? Check yourself. If you live it negatively, life can become a real uphill battle. It's easy to get stuck in a rut where you are just going through the motions at a job that drains your soul, feeling too tired or uninspired to change course. Instead of leading your own life, you're often just following someone else's lead or getting distracted by bad habits or procrastination. It's a heavy cycle where your fears get echoed back to you by a negative environment, making it feel safer to stay passive than to actually go after a goal. If you live it positively, you move through the world without rush and with a deep sense of trust. Opportunities seem to land in your lap, and because you are lucky, that positive energy tends to rub off on everyone around you. You are the person friends turn to when they're at crossroads because you have a knack for reading the best path and the universe, helping them navigate life's big twists and turns. Ask yourself, do you hear your soul? Do you force yourself to do what you don't want? Are you grateful for what you have? What changes do you resist? Who controls your life, you? Or are you just a tool for implementing someone else's plans? Was this video helpful? Did you recognize yourself? Share in the comments and subscribe so you won't miss new videos.